Good Thursday morning. I wake up away from the weekend. Welcome to Drive Time, the best, worst show ever. Good morning, Billy Jean, Johnny Sims. Good morning to you up in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh.
Be safe, Johnny Sims. Good morning, pal. Chef Adams in. Good morning to you. Good morning, Stan. JP the coach. Good morning, coach. Ron Don, the second half is in. Good morning to you, pal. And good morning, Miss Gail. And good morning, Kenwood.
Good morning, DJ. What's happening this beautiful, what is it, Thursday?
Thursday morning.
Yeah, Thursday. There we go. Thirsty Thursday. What's happening?
Mark the Shark has us out on the coast, it looks like. I like that.
It looks like we got a ground floor. Made it. We'd have to pull a Big Kenny and take a couple 100 feet of rope up there with us.
Good job, Shark.
Good job there, Mark the Shark. And happy belated birthday on top of that.
I talked to him a little bit earlier before we got hot, and he said he had a good birthday. Glad to hear it.
That's good.
Good morning, Miss McKenzie. She's my fourth grade teacher.
There she is. There's Miss Gail in. Coming in. So quick question, DJ. Number one, I saw a post earlier this morning about a birthday of a great 1-2 punch, and I want to say it was Catman saying 1-2, best 1-2. And he was saying happy birthday to the great Antonio Gant.
Antonio Gant, class of 94. He was a good one.
He sure was. Happy birthday, Antonio. Also want to... There you go. Also want to mention... I had sent a text out to y'all. What was it? About the... I hate to call it the street dance, but I mean, I don't...
That's what it is.
I was going to say, I don't know what else to call it. Do you?
Street dance. That's what it is.
It's a street dance, isn't it? Okay, so...
If it's the day before the Blueberry Festival, it is.
That's right. If it's the Friday night before the Blueberry Festival, it's a street dance.
That's right.
Okay, so, let's see. Camp 31, the city of Bruton, down at the Hourglass, night before. They're going to have David Lynn Michaels at the Hourglass. $10 advance tickets, $15 at the door, 7 to 10 p.m. That's June 14th.
I think they tried to get the Nashville Brass, and they were
they were booked.
But looking forward to this group as well.
Nashville Brass. I ain't heard that. It's been a while since I saw them pop up on the playlist.
Man.
But I need to add them back in.
Yeah, we need to get them on.
Yeah, I need to get them back on for sure.
That's my jam.
No sockless wingtips for the beach scene. No, I thought about that, but Big Kenny always told him he wanted that ground floor. And when he didn't get it, he went out there and he come back in with that rope thrown around his shoulder.
Yeah,
and that's a true story. I'm telling you, it's never been told. That's a true story. What's happening in the big city, DJ?
Well, there was a couple of things that happened yesterday, and I missed both of them. Went completely over my head. But last night, I woke up this morning and had been tagged a couple of times in some posts. Evidently, something screwy was going on with the power last night over in the D2 area anyway. loud boom, power goes off a couple of times. I slept right through it. I never noticed it, wasn't aware of it, but there was several comments made on that. And then also there was an alleged sighting of a black bear climbed up in a tree across from the Lee place.
Well,
that happened yesterday, and a lot of people were commenting on it. I don't know if this is one of those faux pas or if this is real, but I took it as being real.
This ain't a Dan Thomas monkey story.
Well, it got shared by a lot of people that I consider to be very credible people.
So you're pretty certain this was a real.
Well, they said that Bruton PD was on the scene and said that it was a baby black bear that crossed the road there in front of the courthouse and got up in a tree somewhere around the Lee place.
Well, let me tell you something.
I'm assuming that happened.
If there was a baby black bear, it meant there was a mama black bear somewhere.
Somewhere close by.
So somewhere close by, there's a mama black bear that's like mad.
Yeah.
And I've always been told, hunting and things like that, don't ever get between that.
I don't want to be around them. I don't want to be between them on the side of it. Nothing. I want them to go do their thing and let me do mine.
As luck would have it, as you mentioned, talking about this, 4 years ago, out at Shady Grove, I still got it. I got a video of a black bear walking by a troll feeder that his back is level with where the roof started on the troll feeder.
That ain't good.
And he walks by, kind of stops a little bit, and then just keeps on walking. We never saw another sign of it.
Wow.
Never.
Just cruising through
Just cruising through. But I'm going to tell you this, he was big.
Wonder where he was headed.
I don't know, but I'm glad he headed not where we were.
Yeah.
Because I'm like you. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if I was jacked up a tree, in a climber, and I look down, and there is a black bear fixing to shimmy up that tree with me, at that point, it's me or him, so I'm just got to explain to the game warden, look, you see the claw marks.
Yeah.
He was coming up this tree.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Because, I don't think you're supposed to shoot those things, are you?
Well, that's what's funny, but they said you can't. Well, watch.
Yeah, right. I'm telling you this.
Let one walk up on me.
Yeah, I'm telling you this. That's a situation where you're put into, it's a life or death kind of thing, is it not?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, that's what I thought. Let's see here. Good morning, Chevy Ann. Who else jumped in here? Good Lord. There's a bunch of them. Where am I at? I've lost it. Good morning, Chevy Weaver. D. Top says, what happens to DJ when the black bear is between him and his truck? I can tell you what happens. He's going to take off and keep running.
He's going to get shot one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So, I don't, again, I remember a story, was it Mobile County, where a guy was hunting and he shot a bear and claimed that the bear was coming up the tree with him. Well, when they did the investigation and stuff, they didn't find any claw marks or anything like that at all. And I think that guy got in some trouble for that.
Huh.
So, I know, but they also say that there's no long-tailed cats in Alabama. We all know better than that, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I thought. There he is. The man, Chief.
Morning, Chief.
Morning, Chief. DJ, it's moving day. I expected you at 7 a.m. sharp. Where you at?
I'm on the way.
We started. Good morning, Miss Ann. He said he's on the way. Just hold his spot. Just hold his spot.
Be there in a minute.
Switch gears on you for a second. I know what your thoughts are going to be on this, but I really just want to see you kind of get. I thought when I read this and saw it, I started to text you. I said, no, I don't wait to get on the show to get his reaction for this. How over is over college football.
It's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's for real over now.
It's
Like when the NCAA gets bullied by the state of California into saying, okay, there's no more rules against transferring. You transfer as much as you want to now.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's definitely a different game.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that I'm asking this. I don't mean this rhetorically, like for real. Do you think the NFL at any point will try to step in here and say, or try to have some say about what's going on with this? Because, I mean, let's think about it. You're going to have college athletes coming to the NFL making more money. They're going to get paid in the NFL eventually. You know that's coming.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it shakes out on that level. I don't know. It's basically businesses competing against businesses.
Correct.
Is what it'll be.
Two competing. Yeah.
But it'll. I saw yesterday, and I thought this was comical. The state of Florida has now given their permission that you can have NIL at the high school level.
I saw that.
Okay, well, first of all, they don't need your permission.
Right.
You know, that's what college football got into.
Yeah, that's right.
We're finally going to let you get paid.
Right.
You know, you can't, if number one, you can't enforce it. Number two, you know, you could certainly hand down penalties that did it, and that penalty may stick for that year or for that particular person. But then the next Ed O'Bannon's going to come along, get you in court, and it'll all be overturned, and it's going to be a mess.
That's what I was about to say. It looked to me like the whole capitulation from California was the last nail.
Yeah.
Because here's, like you just said, they just got through saying that the law is not going to stand with them. They knew it. I mean, they said publicly that if this went to court, California knew they were going to lose.
Well, I told you I've been saying this, the second sheet is going to drop, and you're already seeing more and more of it. There's a guy in the NBA, his last name is Porter. He's been kicked out for gambling.
Okay.
And they just got a baseball player in major leagues. He's gotten a permanent ban for gambling on baseball.
Yep.
When one of your corporate sponsors is DraftKings or any of these betting sites.
What do you think's going on?
There ain't no question what's fixing to happen. I'm going to tell you what's happening in college football. You're going to have these 17 and 18-year-old young men and women, whoever it may be, that are getting this NIL money, and it's going to be the first time in their life that they've ever had this kind of money at one time. Here's $100,000. Well, there's going to be a person that's going to mismanage that money, and they're going to want another $100,000. What's going to be the easiest way to get it? Drop a pass, catch a pass, throw an interception, whatever it may be.
Shaving them
it's
points.
going to happen.
Sure.
The guy in the NBA that got popped, he just pulled himself out. He played less than 5 minutes and tapped out with an undisclosed injury. That's what the gamblers wanted him to do. We're not asking you to miss shots. We're not asking you to do anything. We're asking you not to play. So all you do is you go out there, 2 games, he played less than 5 minutes. Got out there, tweak my back, put me on ice. I'm telling you, the gambling stuff is fixing to get out of control, man. I mean, it is fixing to run rampant. You watch and see.
Listen, I'll tell you this. I'm not too sure it's not already running rampant. It's just been on the DL. But I agree with what you said. When you're one of your largest sponsors is DraftKings, what do you think's going to happen?
How do you police it? How do you police it across the board?
You can't. See, so what I was reading, and the reason I mentioned about the NFL, okay, what I was reading is, as you just said, NFL is a business. Okay, each one of those teams, even though they play football on Sunday, they're ran as businesses. Okay, they have salary caps. They have all these things in place where people just can't jump ship every year. They can't do that kind of thing, okay? My question is this. If it's not enforceable to say you can't transfer, would it be legal for a college to say, okay, no problem, but we're not going to give you a scholarship?
Yeah, they're renewable anyway. They're 1-year renewables.
So if scholarships start getting yanked, is that a way to start trying to police it, or is it going to matter?
I don't think it'll matter. I don't think it'll matter.
Because they don't care about the education. It's about the money.
I've said it here a couple of times, and I'll continue to say it. Just remember the name Juju Lewis.
You know, I was going to ask you about that. Where is that?
He's still taking. Well, first of all, June 1st.
I was going to say, how did Indiana? Did he go to Indiana?
Yeah, but June 1st rolled around here a couple of days ago, and he was still committed to USC. So USC gave him another $10,000. He gets $10,000 the first of each month that he stays committed to USC. So he's going to be committed to them for a year and a half. And
Are you kidding
no,
me?
that's $10,000 for a year and a half just to say I'm committed to you. And as soon as it's time to sign, I will bet you $1 to a donut that he does not sign with USC, but he's going to have a pocket full of their money.
But he made
he
made that $10K a month for about what
18 months.
That's gonna say. Look, I can't take nothing away from being shrewd.
The only thing I fault Juju for is not committing as a fifth grader.
Right. Hell, he'd have a hell of a retirement set up. His estate would be fantastic.
This guy doesn't have a driver's license. Yeah, I'll commit to you. Yeah. 10,000 the first of each month. Yeah.
Well, listen,
forget the lemonade stands.
Listen,
forget the lemonade stand.
We sit here and laugh about that, about committing that young.
Yeah.
But I think I've told you this. There's a high school over in Lake Charles that's been recruiting Townsend Boyd like you can't imagine.
Yeah.
And Townsend's 13 years old.
I'll tell you another person with
does that start that? Really?
Yeah. There's in the golf world. This blows my mind. This has nothing to do with necessarily NIL stuff, but like in the golf world, when you were identified by the elite at the collegiate level, it's 14 to 15. If you come on the scene after that, you're considered a late bloomer. And unless you're that one guy out of a million, you're not signing with the Division I school in golf.
Right.
14 and 15.
Right.
There's a guy with a Bruton tie down at UMS who at 16 was the state champion. UMS is renowned for their high school golf.
Yeah.
They've sent a ton of players to Alabama, sent some to Auburn, sent a ton pipeline to Alabama. And this guy at 16 was the best our state had to offer, and he was told he was a late bloomer at 16.
Wow.
There's another young man with a Bruton tie, and I think a lot of people know the Lawson family. I don't think he'll mind me saying this. Jason Lawson, T.R. Miller class of 1993.
That's right.
His son, Cohen, is the biggest thing since sliced bread in Georgia at football. He's quarterback.
No joke.
Yeah, he's going to be a freshman this year. He's going to start for Colquitt County as a freshman, which is where Coach Rush Probst used to be.
Yep.
And he and Corky on a first-name basis. He and the Boner are on a first-name basis. He is going to have his pick of the litter. What I love thinking about this, can you imagine negotiating with Jason Lawson? Can you imagine being the coach of the Booster?
I was just going to say that.
And Law Dog walks in. He said, well, what you got?
Yeah. I swear I was just going to say that. Could you imagine sitting down and negotiate with that guy? Let me tell you this. Lawson was a pretty sporty football player himself.
Oh, yeah.
Not much size, but he could catch. And he was quick, and he could run, too.
Law Dog has sent me 3 dozen videos of Cohen. He's unbelievable. He's a freshman. He looks like he's 21 years old.
Listen, when you get another send,
he's the truth.
I hadn't got to see Jason Lawson in years.
When he was
a Sigma Chi at Troy.
When he was in
that was right down 3-4 houses down from ours. So
when Cohen was in the 7th grade, a junior college offered him a baseball scholarship as a 7th grader. He was on the travel ball circuit.
Wow.
He's a dual sport athlete.
Wow.
But I think he's now focusing on football. He's a quarterback. But you remember this name, Cohen Lawson. He will sign with an SEC school, and he is going to be
legit.
He's going to be a top 300 prospect in the country.
So it's not crazy then for me to think when my sister tells me they're recruiting Townsend they do.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, this school's wanting him to sign.
Yeah.
With them. They're a high school.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But now they are, I think they've won the state, I think you even said they'd won the state championship for like 39 years in a row or something. I'll tell you this, their facilities look like something you'd see at Bama or Auburn or LSU, somewhere.
Yeah.
Fine facilities.
Yeah.
Let's see. Good morning, Wiener. Richie Evans says, good morning, Richie. High school is next. Look how the kids move around to other schools. I will say, good morning, Catman. Hank, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Hank.
Wow. Sherry says, long-tailed cat on the ridge. Tail about 5 foot. Color of a Hershey bar. Whew. Let's see. You was talking about golf. Did you see the story of Boo Weekly from over the weekend?
I did. There was a couple of them. Yeah, I saw.
Did you see the one with the U-Haul?
Yes.
Is that not Classic.
Yeah. Like
Boo Weekly.
one of the commenters said that's probably where he's going to sleep, be his hotel too.
Listen, you know what the best part about that was to me? I'm like, Boo in his mind, sitting there thinking the whole time, y'all laugh, but I just paid a lot less for a U-Haul rental than I would have paid for a regular car rental.
Well, for those that may not be aware of it, he couldn't find a rental car.
Right.
But he had to get to the golf tournament down the road, so he rented a U-Haul truck.
And they made a big.
And there they went.
They made a big story about it, and had a good time with it. And there they went. Who was with him?
His wife.
So he wasn't riding with anybody. Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was funny. I remember you telling me that y'all had to call on Boo and get Boo to help y'all one weekend.
Yeah.
Over at a tournament somewhere that people were trying to act stupid about or something. Anyway, so. What else happening, man? What you got going on for the rest of the week?
Man, I've noticed this week, and of course it's the time for it, and it was a big part of my childhood. The Bible schools are starting to open. I've noticed the Baptist church there in Bruton is having theirs, and I see the kids lined up out in the morning getting signed in, and remember going through the drill. And it was I loved Bible school when I was a kid, and of course we were fortunate here that all the churches had them, and we went to all of them. But I think my most favorite one, my favorite Bible school as a kid was the one at the Presbyterian Church. And I'm a Methodist. I grew up in the Methodist Church. I'm a member there. That's where I worship today. But the Presbyterian Church had just a great, great Bible school. And, of course, all those are volunteer driven. And you know, when you have people, the people are the ones that make it happen. But I remember Miss Hawk was the music teacher. Miss Betty Campbell, who was one of my favorites, was a big part of that. Miss Fountain, and Miss Fountain were a big part of that. The recreation was led by Scott Fountain and Tommy Lowry. I thought Scott Fountain hung the moon. I mean, he was a big kid. We were little kids. That was a great deal. And I think I'm right about this. Diane McCracken, this is the late 70s, early 80s. She was there as a youth minister. I believe she came to this area as a youth minister. I may be wrong on that, but I think I'm right. And she was a big part of it. Diane was a big part of it. But seeing the kids out and participating in that, and, of course, that'll go on throughout the summer. I loved Bible school. Went to all of them.
Oh, yeah, listen, VBS was always something to look forward to because it seemed to happen pretty quick after school got out.
Yep.
And, always a big time. Good morning, Coach Campbell.
Morning, Coach.
Yeah, it's always love riding through and seeing things like that and, things that just it's nostalgia.
Yeah.
The whole let's take you back.
Yep.
Make you feel what you call that safe place.
Safe place.
Second Sandbar. Speaking of second sandbars and the like, I meant to ask you, and I don't think I did. Did you make it down to the coast for Memorial Day?
I did. Every time I go, I say it's my last time. It's just too many people. It's just too much.
It's gotten crazy.
But I can't remember if we shared it here or not. We had spent the day down there, and where my brother's boat is docked is at Legendary Marina.
That's right.
Right beside the Mid-Bay Bridge.
One with the whales on the side.
So it's very nice to come over the bridge, get on the boat, and when the day is over with, get in your car, go back across the bridge, and you're home.
Miss Diane said, you're right, DJ. Moved here in 79 as youth director at First Presbyterian Church.
Well, I can tell you, they ran a jam-up Bible school back in the day, and Diane was a big part of that. It was an important part of my memories. And
morning, Steve.
Helped shape a lot of us. But they had I'm going to go back to that for a second. At Bible school, Miss Hawk did the music. And they also, at the closeout ceremony, would have this puppet show come in. It was Three Dog Night. And I thought that was the coolest thing. I mean, if you'd have told me...
puppet show.
It was a puppet show, but it was called Three Dog Night.
Yeah.
And I would have rather watched that than go watch Journey live any day of the week. I mean, I'm telling you, they were great.
So
it was great.
You a puppet fan?
Well, I was at VBS.
See, I always liked them there. I love the Muppet Show.
Yeah.
But a lot of puppets kind of freak me out.
Yeah.
Like, what is
Lady Madame?
Yes.
Yeah.
The old ventriloquist.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something.
That's some solid gold.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was about to say, that's some solid gold.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Was that not weird?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, did that not kind of what was the other ones? Willie Tyler and Lester, I think. And then there was a, what was that? Golly, there was another one that was real pop. Anyway, that darn, what'd you, Lady Madame, whatever.
Lady Madame.
She had that crazy looking face. Yeah. A long time ago. Solid gold. I wonder when that went off the air. Had to be early 80s.
Yeah, probably.
So, wow. I'm going to tell you something. We must be doing something right or wrong. I don't know who this is, but somebody is watching. Can you say that?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. And don't want to say it.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to go find that and get rid of that.
Good morning, Steve.
Yeah. Let's see here. So what you got lined up for the rest of the week there, DJ, and the weekend? I'm gonna tell you what, this heat is brutal.
Middle of the day, it gets pretty hot.
It is brutal. I had stepped out this morning about 4:15, and when I opened the door, the darn humidity just hit me in the face like a wall.
Mm-hmm. It's that time.
We supposed to get some more rain today, I think. It says up here, what does it say, 76, feels like 81. And, hey, like our little weather bug that Mark the Shark's got up there on something in the top right there.
Didn't even pick up on
How
that.
about that?
Yeah. Nice little feature.
Yeah. That's good. I like that. You know what's even better? I don't have to do it.
Yeah. I heard that.
I'm gonna tell you something. It's nice just to be able to walk out here and sit down and say, "All right, Mark." I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Raining in Atmore right now. So thank you, Sherry.
Hot Rod, I do remember that. I remember it well. The part of the summer programming at the it was the superintendent's office.
That's right.
Over there in the auditorium, they'd show movies on Saturdays.
Do you remember, speaking of that, you remember the Saturday matinees they used to have at the Ritz Theater?
I do.
I was going through some old pictures the other night and found some old pics of downtown and stuff. I was showing Kinsley. I was like, look, this is what Bruton used to look like.
Yeah.
She said, so there really was a theater there? I said, yeah, there were buildings lined up the whole way down 31 right there.
Speaking of, iconic. Ideal Cafes, no more. On the ground and gone.
You know what? Somebody sent me a screenshot of a post from Facebook that showed that.
Yep.
So it's gone.
It's gone.
Is that for parking?
I think the property, the city tried to buy that property several times a couple of years ago.
Oh, the city don't own it?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No.
Oh.
And I think the property owner took it down, and I think he probably missed out on a sale, but I'm sure he has other plans. I don't know. You can't go back and build in there. So I don't know what
because it's on the flood zone. Yeah. Sherry said they had a great. That's great. Great turnout at the benefit for Maury on Saturday. Raised lots of money for Maury, Kylie, and Steven.
That's great.
That's fantastic. Pork Chop says it's raining in Flomaton. Chef Adams says my knees says there's rain in the forecast. Yeah. My ankle said that too there, Chef Adam. I hear you. Anyway, so you going to be hanging around the house or you got yard work to do?
No. I'll probably just hang around.
Have you had
play a little golf?
Have you had a busy summer ahead or with regular work or what you anticipating?
Yeah, no, we're pretty wide open with work, and of course, any kind of bad weather that comes in will just magnify that. But
I'm gonna tell you something. I was amazed. Talking about bad weather. And this is again, I always have to preface stuff like this by saying this is not political. I was amazed when I was in Louisiana at how the media would lead you to believe that FEMA is doing a lot of work for a lot of good people, that need it, when in reality, there was a lot of people down there that still didn't have houses and roofs and a lot of things, right? But you know what's even more sad? Was it been about a year ago that tornado went through Selma?
Maybe a little more than a year.
Year and a half,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, have you been through there lately?
Oh, yeah.
Is it not amazing to you that, I mean, has FEMA ever been there? I mean, because I'm telling you, I haven't seen a FEMA house anywhere.
I don't know.
And it just amazes me that, like, and I'm saying the same thing when I was in South Louisiana. I mean, I couldn't understand how all this money that gets thrown at FEMA and things like that, I couldn't understand how they can sit. I understand how they can say, they sit and say what they're doing, but in reality, just ride through and look, it's not happening.
Yeah.
You know, I can't, it's sad to see a historic city like Selma.
Yeah, a lot of history in Selma, yeah.
Yeah, that with those beautiful historic homes that, you know, they could come in there and help revitalize that. I'm not saying that's the government's job. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying FEMA is supposed to be there for disaster help.
Yeah.
Well, I would say there was a disaster there, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no question.
Yeah. So a lot of beautiful homes there, too.
Yep.
Golly, man. I'll tell you what, all up and down that river.
Oh, yeah.
Even on the other side, like the Safford, Orville side, man, Marion Junction. You know, I didn't realize that Marion is as big a place as it is. Have you been over around that way lately?
Never spent any time in that area.
I tell you what, if you ever over that way, ride over there, and while you're over there, ride over the Safford Trading Company.
Okay.
Like, you want to see, like, what I would call, like, an old school general store.
Yeah.
They sell it all, DJ. I mean, everything. From toothbrushes to farm tractors.
If I ever get in that area, I usually make it a point to eat dinner at Tally Ho's.
Yes.
I've had a lot of good steak.
I was going to say, that's hard to. Have you ever eaten at Hancock's barbecue?
I have not.
I know you're not the biggest barbecue fan, but that and one other barbecue is supposedly the two best barbecue places in the state of Alabama.
Yeah, Camp 31.
But there you go. I didn't know the name of those. Is what I'm saying. This was on the door.
Yeah.
So it said one of the two best in Alabama. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
So
the camp's the other.
Camp 31. There you go. So anyway, I was just I was amazed at all the damage done there, and just like it doesn't look to me like anything's really much happened, you know. So, but you familiar with some of that? I mean, does that start at the local level? I mean, as far as getting those types of things in and those entities
Not
in?
really. When it's declared a disaster, I mean, the feds
They
take
should
it
come
over.
on in.
Yeah,
They take over.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're saying that probably that probably happened there?
Well, I can't speak to it. I'm assuming that was declared.
It would have to be.
I mean, it was devastation.
Yes,
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 I mean,
it'd have to be.
But I don't know that for certain.
Yeah, but what you're saying is, if it is declared a disaster area, then FEMA takes over.
Yep.
I got you. That's like you was telling me about that ice.
Yeah.
I still ain't got over that story.
Yeah.
I told that story, matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago to a guy, and he looked at me and he said, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "No." I said, and this man was trying to take it to people that needed it.
Yeah.
I said, they said, "No, you can't cross the line with it." He said, "There's no way." I said, I'm telling you.
You can't take Alabama ice in Mississippi. You can't bootleg it.
Yeah. That's a great point, Sherry. You can trust the government. Ask the Native Americans.
That's one example.
Yeah, that's a great example.
Well, speaking of ice, I was curious if DJ could explain or tell us how his search went on for the bag of ice and getting it from the fast food restaurants around here.
That's a great question, Shark, and I'm going to tell you something.
I'm glad you listen. I forgot all about that.
Best I can tell.
Thank you, Shark.
Best I can tell, I'm one of only 7 or 8 people in this town that didn't know you could buy ice at Sonic.
So you went
and have it.
Did you go buy it?
No.
Why didn't you?
I didn't. I just.
I thought you were leaving here that morning to go buy it.
It just didn't work out.
Oh,
but
I got a little clip of a machine, something that DJ thought he had to purchase here. I got a time lapse video we're gonna throw up real quick.
Yeah.
Put it up.
And I thought we'd go ahead and see the work in progress of what DJ's got to put at his house when he collects all those bags.
Oh goodness.
like a project. Put it off till football season when I don't have to watch Juju. He's going to sign with Auburn. That's going to wind me
Now,
up.
what do we watch? This is a walk-in cooler?
Yes. Yep.
I'm liking that.
You need a walk-in cooler?
I like a walk-in cooler.
Well,
Dealing with all this humidity and the amount of ice he was going to purchase.
Yeah, I'll put a cot in there. Take it out.
oh, let's see. Richie says, hey, guys, y'all happen to know what happened to the Connecticut Park in Castleberry? All that playground stuff and baseball stuff just sitting there, grass growing around it. Just wondering.
Bizarre. Next time I'm in that area frequently. I'm gonna take a picture.
I just saw it the other day.
Bizarre.
It's bizarre.
Bizarre.
I even asked. I asked. Who was I with? I was Jessica. I said, "Hey, what is this?"
This close to having something really, really nice.
Yeah,
That close. I mean, they got right there, and just I don't know. Bizarre.
like. I mean,
Bizarre.
does anybody know what happened on that deal?
I don't. They spent some real money in there.
Hey, there was some real money spent.
Yeah.
And
Bizarre.
just like Richie says, I mean, it's sitting there with weeds and all. I mean,
They'd have to spend almost as much to get it back usable as they put for the install.
I would
the
think,
initial install.
I would think at least.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't even know if some of that playground stuff would be usable.
I don't know. Bizarre.
How long has it been sitting there now?
Years.
I mean, what? 10?
I don't know if it may be 10. Your time runs together.
It does.
It's been years.
I know it's been a long time.
I was going to say 4 or 5, but it may be 10.
Yeah.
Years.
I know this. I know it don't take nature long to overtake something, okay?
Yeah.
But if you look at some of that playground equipment, you can tell it hasn't weathered well.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's Richie saying?
Good morning, Earl. Good morning, Fuquay.
Morning, Earl. Timmy Wiggins, going to you. It's still GD? Good? Oh, yeah, maybe saying the playground equipment's still good. Yeah. I don't know, but I know this. It's grown up. That's for sure. So are you going to Blueberry Festival coming up weekend after next?
Yep.
Or weekend after this? You going down to peruse some of the arts and crafts and things they got available down?
I'm sure I'll make a cameo. I was talking to the Colonel one day this week. It might have been Tuesday. And he said that there's a record number of vendors trying to come up and participate. I think they have a waiting list now.
That's what he told.
The weather's, knocked them out. They've had a tough time with the weather the last couple of years.
Man.
Deal. But it's a testament to the people who organize that in our community as well that, I think there's a study out there that say festivals have a shelf life of 12, 15, 18, 20 years. And I don't want to jinx it, but I think this is supposed to be number 40. I think this will be number 40.
That's saying something.
Yeah.
And especially with the fact it's not dying.
Oh yeah.
Seems to be getting bigger.
Biggest one ever is what they're anticipating.
So at some point, they may have to y'all may have to do something, figure out something with more room. I mean, if they keep getting, vendors like that.
Yeah.
That's a good problem to have.
Good problem to have.
I would be mad about it. You know what I'm saying?
Good problem to have.
And the great part about that is if you get down and you ain't got when you got that many people won't be a part of it, you can start making and arranging things and doing different things how you want to do it. And then next thing you know, it's even 3 or 4 times as big.
Sure.
So, and that seems to be what they've done.
Yeah. I
know one year, you're talking about the weather. I know one year down there, Hal and the Colonel can tell you, more straight line winds blew through. You remember that year?
Oh, yeah.
It got bad down there.
Yeah.
And I mean, tents and umbrellas and stuff flying everywhere.
Yeah.
And this was, I think, the day, like the Friday before the festival. I think they were like setting everything up when all this started happening. So it had a little more shade at the college. You may know the answer to this. Was there a reason for them moving it from the college down to downtown?
I don't know. I'm assuming that it was tougher to work traffic up there. I don't know
Probably
that.
so,
I'm
yeah.
just assuming.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's probably right. I ain't even thought about that, but that's probably, I mean, that's a good point. I don't know what ISP we have at work, but I don't know. Let's see. Anyway, so you're saying this is number 40?
I think that's right.
That's some. Are they? Did I read this right? And are they having the Bruton Invitational Arts Festival again as well?
I don't know about that.
Or maybe that's tied in with this. I can't remember. I
don't
thought I
know.
read somewhere where they were talking about trying to do something like that again.
Yeah.
But didn't the Blueberry Festival kind of grow out of that?
I don't know.
See, I don't remember.
Maybe. I remember the Bruton. I
'Cause
knew
remember
it
they
wasn't
used to
the
have the
Bruton.
fun run, the marathon.
The Bruton Art Show was a standalone event.
Yes.
I don't know if the Blueberry Festival. Well, no, it couldn't have been. I mean, it couldn't have grown out of that because this is the 40th one.
What I guess what I mean by growing out of it, meaning I wonder if they got like the art festival got shut down basically because the Blueberry Festival kind of took over.
Possibly.
You know, I don't remember the art festival ever being that big.
It was pretty big.
Right, but I'm
Yeah.
saying not like the Blueberry Festival. Like where you're talking about, you had vendors, you know, on a waiting list and things. Now I do remember they had what was the fun run, and then the 5K.
The 5K was the fun run.
Or what was
10K,
the 10K was the big run.
Thank you, Colonel.
Yeah, we had the art show. That's what it was. That's what it was. I couldn't remember. Good morning, Miss Evelyn. Did you go to a lot of those art shows?
Oh yeah.
Did you run in any of the fun runs?
I was going to, but when you have athletes like the Weasel signed up for it, I knew that I couldn't compete at that level, so I chose to stand down. I didn't want to get out there and get humiliated by the Wheeze.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Diane. That's it. The two separate events now have the Lee Bain Invitational Art Show with portraits. I knew they brought it back, but I couldn't remember if they put it with what. So, say with Wheeze in it, you just didn't have it in you.
I mean, everybody's running for second at that point. If I send Mark the Shark a picture, can he post a picture of him winning that event?
Absolutely, he can.
And send this to Shark.
Colonel says Blueberry T-shirts on sale at City Hall until Wednesday. So if you want a T-shirt, a Blueberry Festival T-shirt, better get on down there and get it while you can.
There it is, Shark. I just sent you a picture, and if you can get that posted on the backdrop, I mean, would you compete against this guy? If you do, you're playing for second, at best. Did it go through, Shark? All right, well, no big deal. If you can get it up, I think the 7 or 8 people that are watching might get a kick out of it.
Hold on.
It's one of my favorites. It's my go-to. You know, I kind of stalk Weasel on Facebook.
No.
Yeah, a little bit. And when I see him make a comment, unless he's having a special moment with a grandchild or a family member, I'll stay out of it. But if it's anything other than that, I like to post that picture and make a little smart comment about it.
Yeah, well, that's a good
I
one.
love the art show. I probably like the art show. I probably liked it better than I did the Blueberry Festival at one time.
I remember loving the art show.
I loved it.
So I mean, that's my memories of it.
The proximity of my house probably had a lot to do with it.
Probably.
But I did love the art show.
Yeah. Yep. Good morning, Danny Rowland. What's happening down there?
There it is.
What's that?
There it is. Yeah. I mean, would you compete against that?
No.
That's a great picture. I mean, that's Miss Capps in the background. That's Mr. Hudson. I can't remember. I don't know who the guy on the far left is, but Miss Capps was my second grade teacher. She was in the backdrop on that picture the shark just put up.
Miss Caps.
Grayson Capps' mother.
Okay.
She taught me second grade. She and Miss McGowan. Miss Avant, Miss Langham.
Chef Adams said, any 3X there, Colonel? He wanted to pick one up.
There you go.
So, what you got going on today, DJ?
Work.
Anything?
Solid labor.
How's the, how many more spots you got left to recruit for?
I could use a couple of girls. I could use 2 girls. Got one coming in. She's on her senior cruise or whatever. When she gets back, she's going to come up and play. She might take one of the 2.
Hey, great job, Chef Adam. Used to be 4X.
Hey,
Coming down. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. So you need a couple girls.
yep.
All right. Well, if y'all got a daughter, niece, granddaughter, whatever, y'all get in touch with DJ.
Full scholarship.
Yeah, he can help you out. And well, look, unless you got anything else, DJ, I don't have anything.
Yeah, I've kind of gotten mesmerized by the water rolling in. It's
I was sitting here, thinking. There was a tech topic we can get into, but I'll wait and get into that tomorrow. I don't want to get you all sideways.
yeah.
Let's do that when you got the weekend to think about it.
Well, that Benadryl's starting to kick in. I'm kind of getting sleepy. To be
Yeah,
honest.
so you're like, listen, I need to get up, get to moving around.
I think I've identified it, and I think it was Sherry that helped me with it. I think it's the mimosas that get me.
Do you have them around your house?
Yeah, they're everywhere on that strip. Walking
Oh,
up,
they
and,
are,
and
aren't
they? I think it may be the mimosas.
All right, if that's what it is, go get you some Zyrtec because it won't make you sleepy.
Yeah.
And it's just made to, like, you won't feel any way at all, but it's just made to keep you from reacting to that stuff. That's the only stuff that works for me.
Yeah.
So, you got anything there, Mark the Shark? I know today's the 80th anniversary of D-Day. I did know that.
The 80th anniversary of what?
D-Day, Normandy.
Today's the 80th. Wow. I
80th.
saw where Mr. Folsom and B.A. and Amy and her family are over there. And I think that one of them had a family member, maybe a grandfather or something, that was a combatant there on storming the beach at Normandy.
Wow.
And they were on that beach.
Wow.
That was...
That's awesome.
Give me chills.
Oh,
here thinking
yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
That was...
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're having a European vacation. The
It's-
Clipper. The Clipper's over in Italy.
Yeah, he told me he was headed over there.
He and Carly and Ann went over.
Yeah.
I talked to him yesterday for a little while.
It says this year's event is especially poignant. It could be the last major commemoration that involves World War II veterans, people who were 20 years old when Allied soldiers stormed the beaches of Normandy on June 6th of 44 are now 100 years old.
Yeah.
So,
It was a different breed of man back in those days, buddy.
oh man, listen, it says, it was a different breed. Let me tell you something. When you come off those things, hitting a beach, knowing that your chances of making it are very slim, that has to do something to your head.
One of my neighbors,
And by the way, it's storming.
Mr. Taylor, Jack Taylor, one of the heroes, one of the local heroes. He was in Patton's outfit, and
the greatest general the United States Army, the United States military has ever known.
Yeah,
George Patton.
that was a fighting force.
Fact.
That was a fighting force.
Oh, let me tell you, Mr. Jack that used to drive cars for us, Jack Taylor, he fought in Patton's Army.
That's what you said.
Mr. Jack, yeah. So same guy you're talking about.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you say Jack. I apologize. I was sitting here enamored with the D-Day thing still. You were talking about Folsom. I was looking it up trying to find that picture.
Yeah.
But Mr. Jack told us if the government had got out of the way, that Patton would have went on
Oh yeah.
and took care of Russia. He wanted to.
He wanted to.
He said, look, didn't many people like him, but we sure didn't mind fighting for him. Because he didn't mind getting out there in front of everybody and fighting with you, you know?
Sure did, yeah.
All right, Mark the Shark, let's roll, man. DJ.
Been a great Thursday morning. Appreciate you all being in with us. You have some time to waste tomorrow. Get in here and we'll do it again. Y'all have a great day and shop local every chance you get. Y'all have a good one.
Bye.